G'day trendsetters, I'm John with Gravel Cyclist and I'm coming to you today with another no bullshit wheel review. This time around I have a very interesting wheel set by Atomik Carbon of Tampa, Florida. If you've not heard the name Atomik Carbon, they've been in the business for quite some time, mostly producing wheels from the discipline of mountain biking, but they have shifted their focus to gravel bikes not too long ago. This is not my first wheel set review for Atomik. I have reviewed a wheel set built specifically for the Cannondale Topzone Lefty, and you can see that video linked in the description below. Today's review set is the GR AL700, AL referring to aluminium or aluminum, and that is what these rims are constructed from. They are laced to Industry 9 101 hubs using the BERD, B-E-R-D spokes. BERD Spokes are produced in Minnesota. They are super light, super strong, quite crazy to be honest with you, and made from a very special fiber polymer. I've forgotten exactly, but I'll link the tech in the description below. It's also a little bit difficult to pronounce and I always get it wrong. So that point aside, this crazy looking wheel set could be the world's first aluminium wheel set laced to these spokes. Typically, most BERD wheel sets are laced to carbons. So Atomik has gone in a different direction, trying to bring the price down on this technology. So without further ado, let's get these beauties onto the gram scale and cover the tech features. Onto the gram scale with the rear wheel. 819 grams. Time for the front wheel. 680 grams. That comes in for a total exactly at 1,499 grams, and those weights include valves and rim tape. Now it's tech spec time with the rear wheel. I mentioned before the 101 hub, which is also available with a SRAM XDR cassette body. There are 28 spokes front and rear on this wheel set, and this being 2021, you have center lock for the mounting and a 12 by 142 through axle. This is quite a stout wheel set. The front has also featured 28 spokes. It's pretty much overbuilt really. Atomik wants this wheel set to hold up. Again, center lock, and there a 12mm through axle for the front. I believe you can if you get a 15 as well, end caps swapped out, substitute, etc. It's time to measure the rims. External width, internal width. Here we go, trendsetters, my fancy digital calipers with K0. Yes, they are. Let's measure the inside rim width. Hopefully this is in focus. 23.94 millimeters internally. Externally 29.27 millimeters. Here's a nice up close look at those spokes. You can see the wheel builders have had to modify the hubs. Okay, I know what's next. You want to hear the freewheel noise. That's the tech specs covered. How do the Atomik GR AL700 wheels deal with the inflation and mounting of tyres? Goodyear connector tyre, 140 psi, loaded into my Bontrager TLR flash charger pumped secondary cylinder. Let's hit it. I have removed the valve core. There is no seal inside. Dry mount. Here we go. That's perfect. Mounted, no worries at all. And it's actually holding air. A few more psi, make sure it's all popped into the bead. Oh yeah, she's good to go. Next tyre, a limited edition and used Panda Racer Gravel King SK, purple with tan sidewall, lovely. Valve core is removed. 130 psi actually. Loaded up into the Bontrager TLR flash charger pump. Secondary cylinder. Dry mount. Used tyre, like I said, these can be tricky. May not work, fingers crossed. It's almost there. There we go, beautiful. That's what I'm talking about, people. So all I have to do is fill with sealant, mount some rotors, cassette. That's the mounting procedure covered. Now it's time to see how the Atomik PR700 AL wheels ride. Weighing in at a smidge under 1500 grams with valves, rim tape and 28 spokes front and rear, these somewhat overbuilt wheels are light, all things considered. BERD Spokes are renowned for their comfort. They offer, dare I say it, much better compliance versus a regular steel spoke, which means a more comfortable, smoother ride across the gravelly road less travelled. With appropriate tyre pressure for your body weight, you can profit from an all-day comfy ride. There is a trade-off with BERD Spokes on an aluminium rim, and that is the feeling of not as rapido acceleration versus the same spokes on a carbon rim. I've found carbon rims to be a little stiffer and firmer feeling versus their aluminium counterparts. However, most of us aren't launching out of the saddle attacks on wheels like this, and I didn't notice any lateral movement or sluggish performance. The claimed rim weight on these wheels is 440 grams, which isn't in the ballpark of carbon rims, but I've been riding aluminium rims since 1991, and they offer durability and resilience, and should you ever damage one beyond repair, they are much more affordable to replace. 440 grams is still quite light when you consider the width and overall credentials of these rims. I rode tyres mostly in the 35mm to 38mm range of width, but these rims will easily accept the tyre measuring 700C by 50mm. Materials and quality of construction is absolutely top-notch. Industry 9 knows their ways around hubs, and those have been absolutely trouble-free. Atomik themselves have a ton of experience building wheels with BERD Spokes, which can be a tricky proposition. There's a process of lacing and detensioning several times before they remain in place and true. Their rims are hookless, and some folks watching this review aren't sold on that technology. The technology works, and Atomik's take is no exception. I've been rolling these wheels for close to 3 months, and they're still performing as well as the first time I rode them. They're still true, and they still look quite nice. The rim is shallow at 22mm in depth, which means you're not going to be knocked about the place in crosswinds, and they remain light enough for that difference to be felt for extended climbing. There are a couple of negatives with this wheel set, the first being longevity of the spokes and questions about truing the wheels. I can report I've been riding a personal set of BERD Spoke wheels for almost 2 years, and they haven't budged in terms of trueness. I'm confident you can expect the same from an Atomik wheel set, but truing them is something to think about, as well as finding a competent and experienced mechanic to deal with these spokes. The other negative is the price, which comes in at $1,199 for what you see here versus the regular ALGR wheel set with steel spokes. That's going to be beyond the budget of some riders, particularly a $500 upgrade for the BERD Spokes. However, I reckon the upgrade is worth the extra coin when you consider the ride quality is on par or better than some of the comfier carbon wheel options out there, but at a considerable cost saving. There's also the fact BERD Spokes are very light, so you get a nice weight saving too. And there you have it, my review of the Atomik AL700 wheel set. I realise nowadays there are so many wheel sets available for your purchasing pleasure to install onto your gravel bike, so I hope that my review went some way into helping you make an informed purchase decision. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to be notified of future videos such as this one, ride experience videos, bike reviews, product reviews and other madness, as all of it is released to the channel. This is the most challenging part of the review. I'll see you, I have to get my sunglasses just right, in the next video.